Hong Kong Disneyland freezes over, guests are thankful for being off a Universal Orlando ride, and we're finally going to be able to live the fantasy of speeding through Thanksgiving dinner in a gravy boat. This is your theme park news for the week of November 29th, 2023. Hey guys, welcome to the show, and welcome to the hardcore holiday season. I know I'm pretty excited about getting presents. In fact, I've got presents for all of you. Let's unwrap some headlines! It's like Christmas morning! After 3 years of construction, Hong Kong Disneyland has opened the frosty doors to the world of Frozen. The new land brings Arendelle to life, featuring all the best parts of the hit movie franchise. Kids can meet Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf while listening to their moms cry whenever they hear Let It Go, not fully understanding the existential catharsis that it brings. 2 new rides have opened alongside it. Wandering Oaken's Sliding Sleighs is a high-speed coaster that gives guests a look at Arendelle Castle. You just have to look really fast as you shoot by. Frozen Ever After is an updated version of the Epcot boat ride. Could you just go to the actual Norway? Sure, but who wants to deal with Vikings when you could pillage a village with Olaf instead? Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro gave an interview to Entertainment Weekly where he reiterated Disney's commitment to park expansions, including upcoming changes to Animal Kingdom. Speaking to the company's seriousness of recent teases, including the retheming of Dinosaur to an Indiana Jones attraction, D'Amaro said, "We know what this business is capable of. We know what our fans expect of us, and we're going all in. You're going to see more and more of that. As we make our way through some of these ideas, some of them will become real, and we'll say that's specifically what we're going to do. But I want our guests to be on the journey with us." You know, Dinosaur uses a similar ride system to Disneyland's Indiana Jones adventure, and I wouldn't be sad to see it rethemed. I know Dinosaur has its fans, but it just gives me an anxiety attack every time I ride it. I prefer Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, sue me. But I'm also a guy who grew up in the 80s, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. I know there are a lot of Disney fans that don't think that Indiana Jones fits in with the theming of Animal Kingdom, and there's some truth to that. But is it that different from Dinoland? It brings a different type of adventure and discovery to the park, albeit one that's more centered on grave robbing than conservation. But as long as the expansion is treated with respect, then it's not going to be any more jarring than an entire fictional planet. Okay, so grave robbing isn't as noble as saving wildlife, but you can still appreciate the other parts of the park and see some lions and tigers and probably some sort of third type of animal. I don't even remember what this rant was about. Something about grave robbing? I'm getting old. Probably belong in a museum. Universal Orlando unveiled the marquee for DreamWorks Land that'll be replacing the former Kids Zone. Yep, that's a sign. A sign that it's a slow news day. Holiday World in Indiana revealed its new roller coaster at this year's IAAPA Expo in Orlando. The coaster is named Good Gravy, and it's a family coaster themed to Thanksgiving. Riders will whiz through giant cans and past kitchen utensils in a giant gravy boat? Good Lord, man, this just broke my brain. Seriously, what's going on over there at Holiday World? In addition to the coaster, the park is introducing Stuffing Springs, a play area with benches and dipping dots, and I'm totally back on board for this now. I want to live in Stuffing Springs. Just drop everything and move there amongst the gravy and the dipping dots. Good Gravy opens in May of 2024, just in time for Thanksgiving. That's sarcasm. California Legoland is adding a new land to the park in honor of its 25th anniversary. The Bricky Wonderland in Carlsbad, California announced Dino Valley, the theme park's 10th land, will be opening sometime in the spring. The land will feature 2 new rides along with interactive elements and meet and greets. Explorer River Quest will have guests exploring a river and going on a quest, while Duplo Little Dino Trail has a trail with little dinos on it, I guess. Other details are scarce, but I'm sure Legoland spared no expense. Early reports suggest that their engineers were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should. Okay, one last one. All the bricks in Dino Valley are female. That didn't even make sense. Next. Six Flags has announced that they're going faster and taller with their next coaster. But you're going to have to head to Saudi Arabia if you want to ride. Falcon's Flight is a new roller coaster being built by Intamin at Six Flags Qiddiya. The ride will have 640-foot difference between its lowest and highest points. It'll be over 13,000 feet long with trains that have their own windshields and extra large wheels to prevent overheating. Because no one wants to burst into flames at an amusement park. Although honestly, that's just an assumption. I guess I can run a poll to see if that's true. Six Flags Qiddiya is expected to open sometime in 2024. Personally, I can barely handle the Florida heat, so I guess I'll visit that park when I've finally decided to spontaneously combust. Honestly, I have no idea why I'm even considering spontaneous combustion as a life choice, but here we are. Some dude ripped off his clothes and dove into Disneyland's Small World ride. Look at this guy. I guess I've been riding it completely wrong for all these years. I didn't even know this was an option. Although if I'm going to strip down, it's not going to be on a ride called It's a Small World. Eyewitnesses said that he actually started drinking the water, which sounds crazy, but I've been drinking it for years. Piratey. That's gonna be horrible for continuity. Police apprehended the guest who eventually decided to lose those boxers as he exited the canal. Look, I get it, Small World has its haters, but maybe keep your clothes on around a bunch of child dolls, not to mention actual children. This shouldn't have to be a PSA. I said this shouldn't have to be a PSA. You know what I enjoy after a nice Thanksgiving dinner? Getting stuck on Rip Ride Rocket. Universal Studios Orlando guests were left stuck on the vertical lift hill for almost an hour on Thanksgiving night. Just imagine it. Belly full of turkey. You head out to the park to give thanks and appreciation for all the thrills the Rip Ride Rocket has provided all year. And how does it reciprocate? By leaving you sitting on your back, wondering where things went wrong. I'll tell you where they went wrong. When you climbed aboard that evil coaster, expecting to hear Limp Bizkit's rolling while you screamed along the track. There will be no Limp Bizkit today, my friend. You will sit here and think about the mistakes you've made in your life. Your fate now belongs to the Rip Ride Rocket, and it is here to judge the darkness in your soul. Or is just mechanical failure? I don't know. I'm neither a mystic or a mechanic, so it could really go either way. You know what never fails? Besides this delicious Small World water? Park vloggers. I wonder what they're doing right now. Jackie Super Enthused is showing us her favorite things around Epcot's Festival of the Holidays 2023. Want to get up-to-date info on this year's event? Then go hang with Jackie and get all the details. That's at Super Enthused. For the Love of Vlogging is doing a comprehensive history of Pleasure Island. Did you miss out on Disney's nighttime playground? Go relive the magic of a bygone era with For the Love of Vlogging. Vincent is taking us around Universal Orlando as he counts down the most underrated rides at the parks. Compare your list with his over at Vincent Vision. I was recently sitting in my office surrounded by all the treasures I've obtained from theme parks, just like Indiana Jones grave robbing artifacts and putting them in museums. It made me realize one thing about a lot of junk. Sure, there are a ton of things that I love. I will never stop buying Halloween Horror Nights glasses every year. I mean, what am I going to drink juice from? A normal, non-universal glass? It doesn't even make sense. But there's also merchandise that I own that makes me wonder if I was suffering from heat stroke at the point of sale. What am I going to do with a bubble wand? It has no place in my daily life. Plus it broke after one use. These are the products I think are some of the worst things you can buy at a theme park. Giant Pink Donut, Universal Orlando. There's a lot of great food in Universal Orlando. There's also a lot of heat at Universal Orlando. These giant pink pastries have never looked appetizing. I'm sure this thing has its fans, but seriously, just go hit up Voodoo Donuts and get something that isn't the size of your head. Or maybe I just don't understand its Instagrammability. Also, I'm trademarking that word effective immediately. I guess I'll just give in and post a pic of me comically trying to consume this monstrosity next time I'm there. But it's immediately going straight into the trash can before I even get 3 steps out of the Quickie Mart. That's a fact. Kyber Crystals, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Disclaimer, I love my lightsaber. I love the experience of building my lightsaber. In theory, I even love the idea of being able to change the color of my lightsaber. But these things are almost $20 a piece. I am not a cheap person, but even I fail to see the value in buying multiples. My lightsaber is blue, and I guess my lightsaber will always be blue. The person I feel most sorry for are the parents. Why are we not thinking of the poor parents being roped into buying multiple crystals for the kids? You want your kids to be happy, but this is just devastating to your morale. Get your kids a bubble wand. They'll be happy, and it makes other people unhappy as they walk through a cloud of bubbles on their way to Space Mountain. Everybody wins. Themed popcorn buckets, both Disney and Universal. I get it. This is going to make a lot of people angry, especially if you're on eBay right now paying way too much for a dead-eyed plastic representation of Figment. Some of these are cool, like this year's Chucky bucket, but ultimately they're just another bulky piece that I'm going to sit on a shelf somewhere and forget about. I don't want to stand in line for one. That's just ridiculous. The most egregious offense of this popcorn bucket? They don't make good popcorn containers. You know what works? Cardboard. Cardboard has been an effective snack vessel for as long as we've been snacking. Cavemen even used them to hold their, popped dinosaur spleens? I don't know much about human history, but I do know snacks, and these aren't for me. Whatever the heck this is. Just look at it. What is even happening here? Themed sippers, both Disney parks and Universal. Okay, I know, I just pooped all over those popcorn buckets. Probably not the best way to phrase that. I have the same issues with these sippers. They're impractical to use. When I drink soda, I want a lot of soda. This is the land of 64-ounce big gulps. We've been conditioned to consume our sugary corn syrup concoctions by the gallons. And these sippers aren't going to deliver the required amount of caffeinated beverage to keep me going on massive park days. I need to feel my heart pumping. They're cute. I didn't say that I didn't think they were adorable. I just want more soda, and this isn't the way to get me so buzzed that my eyes begin to shake. That being said, I'm also a massive hypocrite. So I guess that blows any journalistic credibility I've gained. Also, I've gained no journalistic credibility, so I'm good. Bubble wand. Kudos to Disney for developing a toy that combines the most annoying things on the planet into one tube of plastic. The bubble wand takes the mind-numbing torture of repetitive music, seizure-inducing blinking lights, and combines them with a stick that spews forth a cloud of soapy orbs. There's nothing magical about that many bubbles. One or two are pleasant, but a horde of translucent death spheres heading straight for your naked, unsuspecting eyeballs is the thing that nightmares are made from, if those nightmares consist of mild corneal irritation. There is one positive aspect to the bubble wand. Your hyperactive toddler will most likely smash it to pieces within an hour. At least you have that going for you. Oversized rain ponchos. Both parks, but specifically the Orlando theme parks. Congrats, you just spent $17 on a trash bag. All because you didn't predict that it would rain in Orlando, a place where it rains every day. Correction, you just spent $17 on a trash bag and you're still completely drenched. Hogwarts robes, the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Cosplaying sure is a lot of fun, as is pretending to be a wizard. You want to know what isn't fun? Wearing a heavy robe in a hot theme park. I, like everyone else, enjoy getting swept up in the magic of being in such an amazingly themed environment, but I can push my imagination even further and pretend that my t-shirt and shorts are the new Hogwarts dress code. I just want to bring them all frozen butterbeers to pour into their costumes. There has to be a correlation between the rise in heat stroke victims and the decision to dress up in robes and scarves. That snow on top of the buildings in Hogsmeade? That's fake. It's actually 117 degrees outside with 308% humidity. And just in case you think I'm being unfair to Harry Potter fans, I'll throw in Jedi robes too. Balloons. Disney World and Disneyland. Nothing says you're an awesome parent more than spending $15 on a balloon inside a balloon for your kid. It's a great feeling, seeing the joy on their little faces. Oh, they let it go. There it goes, slowly drifting off into the sky, off to eventually choke out a sea turtle. We just pull the old wallet out and buy another. Now hold on tight to this one, and there it goes. It happened again. Well, there's no way it's going to happen a third time. Okay, let's see. Third time's a charm. Oh man, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Arribas Brothers, Crystal Cinderella Castle, The Magic Kingdom. Really, this applies to all of the ultra high-end collectibles in the park. It's not that these are bad, but who are they for? Why are they here? Is there anyone that's torn between buying a fun Mickey mug and a $50,000 crystal sculpture? Let me just put this in my carry-on bag. I'm sure it won't break into worthless glass shards. It just seems excessive every time I see these items. And the worst part, I want them. I want them all. I like to look at them and imagine how I'd display them, how I'd invite guests over to show them off. That piece there? Oh, that's just an original Warhol. But let me show you what's over here. This is an amazing hand-carved Haunted Mansion sign. The main reason this is sitting at number 1 is that I can't afford them. And that's why it's the worst piece of theme park merchandise. There they are, 10 of the worst ways to commemorate your theme park trip, in my opinion. What do you think? What do you feel are terrible wastes of money and space? Let me know down in the comments. Now, I'm off to go find $50,000 worth of spare change. Or sell a kidney. I don't need both of those. And that's just about enough of this nonsense for 1 week. Let me know what stories you're excited about down in the comments. Or if you just want to let me know that I suck, that's fine too. But you know what doesn't suck? The fact that I'll be back next week with more news and just a little bit of mayhem. You know what? Next week we're going to go full mayhem. Put it on the books. Next week, total mayhem. It's going to be mayhem. I've said the word too much.